Steven Spielberg's 1975 classic Jaws, starring Robert Shaw, Roy Scheider, and Richard Dreyfuss, is one of the first ever blockbuster films. It's known for its incredible effects, iconically intense score from John Williams, and great performances. It follows Police Chief Martin Brody as he deals with the monstrous shark attacking the quaint New England beach town of Amity Island. In this video, we will analyze the relationship between these three unlikely heroes, and how Captain Quint's famous monologue is a turning point for their relationship, and success in stopping the monster. Before we dive into the analysis, let's do a quick introduction of our three main characters. Martin Brody is the new chief of police on Amity Island. After a long, stressful career as a New York City cop, he chose Amity as a place to hopefully quietly finish his career and raise his kids. He acts quickly in the face of the attacks, but is undercut by Mayor Vaughn, who only fears for the economic losses the town will face with beaches closed. He blames himself for not doing more to prevent further attacks, and reluctantly joins Quint on his boat to hunt the shark, hiding the fact that he fears the ocean. Matt Hooper is an oceanographer who is hired by Chief Brody to analyze the attacks and aid in their hunt. He has an immediate conflict with Captain Quint over the differences in hunting the shark, and Hooper views Quint as a washed-up, old, and crazy man that knows absolutely nothing about the ocean and how to hunt a shark. Captain Quint is a mysterious old fisherman on the island. We're introduced to him at the council meeting.
You all know me, know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. It's bad fish. Not like going down the pond chasing bluegills or tommycods. This shark, swallow you whole. A little shaking, a little tenderizing, down you go. And we gotta do it quick. That'll bring back the tourists. That'll put all your businesses on a paying basis. But it's not gonna be pleasant. I value my neck a lot more than $3,000, Chief. I'll find him for 3, but I'll catch him and kill him for 10. And you gotta make up your minds. You wanna stay alive and ante up? You wanna play it cheap? Be on welfare the whole winter. I don't want no volunteers. I don't want no mates. There's too many captains on this island. $10,000 for me by myself. For that, you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
As you can see in that first impression, Captain Quint is somewhat of an eccentric old man that no one really respects or believes in. And it doesn't help that he literally scratched his nails on chalkboard to get everyone's attention. Later in that scene, Mayor Vaughn completely dismisses Quint's offer and says he'll take it under advisement, and has no serious intention to do so. Quint is only turned to again by Mayor Vaughn after some convincing by Brody after the July 4th attacks. Quint does take the offer, but there is a caveat. He's no longer going to be doing this alone. He's going to be stuck with Chief Brody and Hooper. Now, he knows Brody has zero experience on the ocean, and quickly gives him some tough love by making him run the chum line to attract the shark. And Hooper, he has immediate conflict with Hooper over the old and new ways they should be doing things. He has no room and no time for all of his theories and advanced tech on how to catch a shark. He's doing it old school, and Hooper doesn't like that. The pivotal scene comes after a long day of harpooning, but not killing or capturing the shark. The three men retire to a night of drinking and telling stories. Hooper and Quint begin to bond over the number of scars they've collected over the years from dangers of the deep. Brody in this scene begins to loosen up a little bit and seems to be getting his sea legs under him, although he's not fully part of the group yet, simply because he has no experience with any shark scars. The night takes a pivotal dark turn when Quint begins his famous monologue on what happened to him after the sinking of the USS Indianapolis. The masterful 4-minute monologue by Robert Shaw is an incredibly dark, grim, and cold retelling of the sinking, and how many of his fellow sailors were attacked and eaten by sharks while they huddled together in survival mode, adrift in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. For the purposes of this video, the whole 4-minute monologue is just too long for me to cut to, and I believe cutting out even a small bit of it for this video wouldn't do it justice. So I encourage you to watch it on your own time. But it is an incredibly well done and masterful monologue by Robert Shaw, one of the best performances of his career. In a single monologue, Captain Quint goes from a character viewed by Hooper and Brody and the rest of the town as just a crazed old man who wants $10,000 to hunt big game. We now see that this man is broken and tormented by his traumatic experiences with sharks during World War II, and that has led him to his obsession with hunting them. Over the course of the 4-minute monologue, we get to see in real time Brody and Hooper's just stunned reactions to the story being told by Quint. We see them not really being able to comprehend or want to say a word to what he's saying. No interruptions, just Quint letting it all out. And after this, we really get to see them empathize with him more going forward. The tension is eventually broken by the three breaking out into sea shanties.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's got right to my head. Wherever I may roam, by land or sea or foam, you will always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it got right to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing.
As you can tell, very shortly after the sea shanty scene, the shark has returned and begins to wreak havoc on the vessel. But the monologue itself and the sea shanty scene after really encapsulates the bonding between the three that has begun. Quint has gone from someone who made it very clear he wanted to work alone to now sharing his most vulnerable moments in his entire life with someone that he hasn't gotten along with and a guy that knows nothing about the sea and has nothing in common with. Brody, on the other hand, is now become part of the sea crew. His move to sit next to Hooper during the sea shanty scene spoke volumes to me that he finally feels comfortable on the ship. He truly has his sea legs, and now he's right at home doing sea shanties. After more prolonged battles with the shark and no end in sight, Quint finally embraces Hooper's ideas and sends him down in the shark cage. The chaos that follows eventually leads to Quint's death and Hooper being stuck under a cave in scuba gear, hoping to somehow surface before he runs out of air without being attacked by the shark. Quint goes out as only Captain Quint could, by being in a long battle with his mortal enemy of sharks. Even to his last breath in a pretty gruesome death scene, he stops at nothing to give his last whacks in, stabbing the shark in the face multiple times with the machete as he's being consumed by the monster. Chief Brody is the one who eventually gets the kill by lodging one of Hooper's extra scuba tanks in the beast's mouth and using Quint's old World War II rifle to finally put an end to the terror off of Amity Island. I think using elements from both Quint and Hooper's character to get the job done is symbolic of their conflict and their eventual bonding. Brody also overcomes his unease towards the ocean and finally acquires the battle scars that Quint and Hooper were so fond of.